Hey everyone, it's Rodolfo here. This will be my first video for 2019, and so I'll give it a few seconds just to see if people pop on and things. Hey Melissa. Um, so I guess I'll start with just saying that uh, my intent is for the year, to do a video every Monday at noon. And this is just for me because I want to practice consistency. That's one of my things that I'm working on for this year. And so doing that every Monday at noon, you'll definitely be able to see me here on Facebook doing my lives and always have different things to talk about and that kind of thing. Another thing I'm working on is reading every single day, whether it's like half an hour or an hour. So that way I always have like new content, fresh content things, because I'm always learning, right? If we're not learning, then we're dying. That's the way I see it. So for today, I want to talk about, I feel like this is the perfect topic for the new year because, right, like everyone at this time of the year, they're like setting goals or making resolutions. They're taking courses, right? Like Tony Robbins is here on Thursday. Then we have the gift starts on Fridays. People are doing courses. I know there's a course transformation weekend in Calgary on Friday as well. So there's a lot of things going on, and people are looking for people to teach them, show them the way, that kind of thing, right? And that's awesome. And I also want people to know that you don't have to like listen to every single thing that these people say, right? Like if something doesn't vibe with you, then just leave it and take the other stuff, right? So like my I'll give you just an example of what I'm talking about to kind of put this into context. Is right now the book I'm reading, got it right here, this way. So The Path to Personal Power by Napoleon Hill. If you don't know who Napoleon Hill is, I definitely recommend get his book, Think and Grow Rich. It's one of like the most popular like self-help books ever written. Like this guy is just a genius. And so when I was at the bookstore one day, I was like, hey, well, Napoleon Hill, I loved it. I have 2 copies of Think and Grow Rich. Hey, Jason. So I have 2 copies of Think and Grow Rich. So I'm like, obviously I'm going to buy this other book. And I was reading it. I've been reading it for this year. I started. And I just want to get to this right so I'm not just making things up. Yeah, so I got to one part. His big thing is like definiteness of purpose and that kind of thing. So I got to one part of the book where it's like, oh, this is the formula for translation of definiteness of purpose into its physical equivalent. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm like taking notes as I'm reading the book, and I'm like, this is gold. I'm like, this is awesome. And then when I got to step 5, he starts talking about, oh, like write a clear description of the part you intend to take in fulfilling your duty as an American citizen, and like how you're gonna support the American system of living. And I was like, what? Like what? Like, because I mean, if any of you know me, I'm no fan of any like citizen stuff, government stuff, any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, whoa, I was really taken aback by him having that step in the book. And then like it went even further. Like I think step 7 or something is, he says in the 6th paragraph, commit yourself to exercise your right and your duty to vote in all elections which you're eligible to vote. And then again, I was like, what? I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, because again, right, I don't believe in government, so how could I ever participate in activities that create government and that kind of thing? So, and I was sitting there and I'm like, what? I'm like, fuck that shit. Like I'm not putting that into like my purpose and all of this stuff, right? And then but then I was looking at all the other steps and I'm like, okay, well, all this other stuff is still gold to me. All of this other stuff will still work for me. And instead of doing the things that he says, I changed it so that it's not me. I'm not giving in to someone else and going against what I believe in just because Napoleon Hill says this will work, right? It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe it worked for him and maybe it worked for like 10,000 other people. That doesn't mean it's the only way, right? So definitely, like, whenever you're listening to all of these people, whether it's Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, or like whoever you're taking a course from, right? And all of the good people will tell you this, right? Like, if there's something I say that doesn't vibe with you, then just leave it. Keep moving, right? Like Rayanne says it all the time at the open houses for the gift, where she's like, our courses are spiritually neutral. And just because of who she is, she brings a spiritual aspect to the courses because of all the work that she's done. And she's like, and if you don't like it, then just don't take that part, right? Just listen to everything else. And when it gets to that, it's like, right, just don't run with that part, right? Then, so that's the same I want to tell to all of you guys is like, stop putting these people on pedestals and thinking that you have to do everything that they say, because you don't, right? So listen to everyone for sure. And if something doesn't vibe with you, just leave it and keep moving, right? It doesn't mean that they should be ignored after all of a sudden they're stupid or like their whole book is trash, right? It's like their whole book is still gold. Maybe those 2 paragraphs I don't agree with, and I changed them, right? So me, I changed one to, okay, I'm gonna give back to Canadian society because this country has given to me so much, right? So that's my way. I'm not gonna like support maybe our government and those kind of things, but I'm gonna support the people of Canada. So it's a slight change, and I changed it so that it doesn't go against what I believe in, right? And the voting thing, like I changed that too, because yeah. And so to me, that is a huge sign of maturity if you're able to still listen to people that maybe say some stuff that you don't agree with, right? Because I mean, if this was probably like 10 years ago and I read those 2 paragraphs, I'd be like, fuck this shit. And I would have thrown the book away. I'm like, this guy's an idiot. He has no idea what he's talking about. Throwing the book away and like whatever. And then I'm left without getting all the gold from the book, right? Because I've moved on like 50 pages since then. And there's been gold in those 50 pages, right? Where stuff that I'm still taking notes. I'm still applying a lot of his stuff. And had I just been like, oh, well, he's an idiot because he said something about the government, then I lose out on everything else, right? So there's definitely something to be learned from by everybody, and don't take it as gospel and don't take everything, right? So yeah, like there'll be more gold. So like I said, so just customize their stuff and make it work for you, right? Maybe take a little bit of Napoleon Hill, take a little bit of Tony Robbins, take a little bit of Rayanne and whoever your mentors and all that stuff are, right? Take it and then mash it all together to make a Rodolfo, to make a Melissa or whatever, right? And take it all, make it work for you, because remember, cookie cutters, like you're not a fucking cookie, right? Cookie cutter plans don't work for everybody, right? So unless you're a cookie and that's how you roll, then cool. But take a little bit from everybody and take what you like and throw the rest away, right? So that's kind of my thing for today. Oh, I have one last thing. So if anyone wants to go to Tony Robbins, I got an email yesterday because I already bought a ticket, that I'm able to take somebody for half price. So somebody is able to get a ticket for $50. So if you want to go to Tony Robbins and you don't have a ticket yet, and I assume that's plus fees, so probably I'd say probably $60. I think I paid $10 in fees when I bought my ticket. So if you want to go to Tony Robbins for $60, like, come on, like Tony Robbins speaking, Erin Sky Kelly is speaking. She's the one that does Transformation Weekend that I talked about earlier. Some other people are speaking too. Those are the 2 I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be volunteering there, so I won't like be hanging out with you and stuff, but fuck, if you want a ticket, $60, message me, because they're only having 100 tickets at that price. So it's pretty much first come, first serve. So you want a ticket for $60, message me and we'll set it up. So yeah, I hope to see you guys at Tony Robbins. I hope to see you at the gift. hope to see you somewhere else. And if you want to get on my coaching calls, the next one for this month, the one for this month will be January 27th. What is it, 11th? Yeah, January 27th at 8 p.m. It's $5 Canadian. Well, $4 American, so that's about $5 Canadian, you know, based on the day. I'm putting the link into the comments right now. Yeah, so check it out if you want in, if you know anybody that could use this. Pretty much like what this month I'll be going on is, again, like a lot of what I took out of this book, The Path to Personal Power and Think and Grow Rich, because it's gold, right? Like this guy's interviewed like all the people that like are super wealthy and all this like people that know their shit. So there's a lot of gold in there. There's another book I bought on Boxing Day, Tools of the Titans. Same kind of thing where he just interviews billionaires, millionaires and stuff to get what are they doing? What are they doing that you're not doing? So that's kind of, I want to set everybody up for an awesome 2019. So that's a lot of what I'll be focusing on for this month. So if you know people that want to have an awesome 2019, send them my way, give them my number, text me, whatever. So anyways, I got a lot to do today. So hope you guys have an awesome 2019, and I'll see you guys next Monday or at Tony Robbins or. See you guys.